Someone in your life is manipulating you right now. Not maybe, not possibly, right now. And the reason you haven't seen it yet is because they are very, very good at making sure you don't. In the next 6 minutes, I am going to show you the exact signs. Pay attention. This might be the most important video you watch this year. Here's the first thing you need to understand. Manipulation is invisible by design. A manipulator who is obvious is a bad manipulator. The truly skilled ones never trigger your alarm system because they have studied exactly where your alarm system is, and they go around it. They enter through your trust, through your empathy, through your desire to be a good person. They use your best qualities as entry points. And by the time you feel something is wrong, you have already been conditioned to doubt that feeling. You have already been taught by them that your instincts are unreliable, that you are too sensitive, that you are imagining things. This is why recognition is the only defense. Not suspicion of everyone, not paranoia. Just the ability to see specific patterns clearly when they appear. So here are the 7 signs. Look for the patterns, not the person, because the pattern never lies even when the person always does. Script sign 1. You always feel guilty, but you can never quite identify what you did wrong. This is one of the most reliable signs of active manipulation. A manipulator does not need you to have actually done something wrong. They only need you to feel like you did. They create guilt through vague accusations, through sighing, through withdrawal of warmth without explanation, through making you feel responsible for their emotional state without ever saying exactly what you did. If you find yourself constantly apologizing in a relationship without knowing specifically what for, you are not a bad person. You are being managed. Sign 2. You feel confused after conversations that should have been simple. This is called crazy making, and it is one of the most sophisticated manipulation tools in existence. A manipulator will take a simple conversation and introduce enough contradictions, reversals, and reframings that by the end, you cannot remember what was originally said or who said what. You walk away feeling foggy, disoriented, like you are losing your grip on reality. This is not a coincidence. This is a skill, and it is being used on you deliberately to keep you too disoriented to see what is actually happening. Sign 3. Your world is getting smaller, and somehow it always traces back to them. Isolation is the most important structural tool of any sustained manipulation, because a manipulator knows that outside perspective is their greatest threat. Every person in your life who might see what is happening is a risk to them, so they eliminate those people. Not obviously, not dramatically, subtly. They create friction between you and your friends. They express hurt feelings about time you spend with family. They position themselves as the only person who truly understands you. They make the outside world seem less safe, less supportive, less real than the world they control. And gradually, without ever making a single dramatic demand, your circle shrinks to one, and that one is them. Sign 4. The rules keep changing. You did exactly what they asked, and it still was not right. This is called moving the goalposts, and it is designed to keep you in a permanent state of trying and failing. Because a manipulator does not actually want you to succeed at meeting their standards. If you succeed, you feel confident. You feel capable. You feel like you do not need their approval. And that is the last thing they want. So the standard moves, always just out of reach, keeping you perpetually striving, perpetually inadequate, perpetually dependent on their judgment of whether you are good enough. Sign 5. Their emotions are always your responsibility, but yours are never theirs. In a healthy relationship, emotional responsibility flows in both directions. Both people care about how the other feels. Both people take some responsibility for the emotional climate between them. But in a manipulative relationship, this responsibility flows in only one direction, toward you. Their anger is your fault. Their sadness is your failure. Their disappointment is your responsibility to fix. But when you are hurt, you are too sensitive. When you are sad, you are being dramatic. When you are angry, you are difficult. Your emotions are dismissed or turned into further evidence of your inadequacy while theirs are treated as absolute moral authority that you must immediately address. Sign 6. You have stopped trusting your own instincts. This is perhaps the most dangerous sign of all, because your instincts are your primary defense system. A skilled manipulator knows this, and dismantling your instincts is one of their first and most important goals. They do this through consistent invalidation. Every time your gut tells you something is wrong, they have an explanation for why your gut is wrong. Every time you sense something, they have a reason why you are misreading the situation. Over time, through hundreds of small invalidations, they teach you that your perception of reality is unreliable, and a person who does not trust their own perception is a person who must rely on someone else's. Guess whose?